Hi everybody. We're going to prepare the photo that you're going to use for your pop art project. The first thing we need to do is search for the photo you're going to use. So I'm going to look for a photo of Barb from Stranger Things. Looks like Google already knows what I'm looking for. So that's cool. And as I Google here, I want to click on images. And I want to look for pictures that have a high number of pixels. Start with this one from the side here. All right, so I want to look at this number in the bottom left corner of the picture. That's 639 by 959. That's going to be a decent quality picture. What I'm looking for are pixels that are certainly no less than 600 in either of these numbers. So this one just barely makes the cut, so that might be okay. I might still kind of peruse around a little bit, find one that I like maybe a little bit better. Oh, she's got a good sassy face in this one. Oh, and it's 1200 pixels by 900. This I think is going to be my winner. So I'm going to keep this tab open for right now and head over to canva.com, canva.com, canva.com. And once you get here, you're going to continue with Google and it will ask you which account you want to use. I have like 500 Google accounts. So I'm going to log in with my school account. There we go. Now, the first time that you log in, there might be a lot of things that pop up. You don't need to try any of the free trial stuff, exit out of all of that stuff. And if you have a hard time exiting out of it, all you really need to do is hit this little refresh button here. But once you get here, you're going to go in the top right to create a design. And I'm just going to go down to the little plus sign in the bottom left that says custom size. And before I type in the height and the width, I want to change this pixels here to inches, IN inches. And I want to go back to my picture, and it looks like this is going to be a landscape photo. So my photo is longer than it is tall, so that's landscape. If you had a photo that was more vertical, for instance, like this, then you would want to use a, what's it called? Portrait, portrait view. All right, I'm going to go back over here to Canva. I need to put in my width here. And since I'm going, your dimensions are going to either be 8 by 11 or 11 by 8. I want to put the number that's going long ways first. So mine's going to be 11 because it's longer on the bottom by 8. So that's your dimensions for landscape. You'll switch that if yours is portrait view. So you could go 8 by 11. So 11 by 8 inches, create a new design. All right, then click back over to the tab that has your picture on it. There she is. Okay, so when I'm on the picture that I want to use, I'm going to right click on it or use 2 fingers with your Chromebook mouse. And then I'm going to click copy image. Okay, now open up your Canva tab. All I'm going to do in this space is I'm going to right click on it and click paste. And that's going to put my picture right on here. I want to blow my picture up so it takes up as much space as possible. And the dimensions are slightly different from the paper itself. I really want to focus on Barb herself because a lot of these lockers and things, I may not actually draw those in the picture. But I do want all of, let me use the undo button here, all of Barb's face in this for sure. And I can even kind of like drag the picture around if I need to. Ooh. Oh, it's not letting me drag it because it thinks it's in the background. Hold on. You will notice that Canva does some things that are a little tricky. For instance, if you just kind of drag the picture around the right way, it'll snap it to the background. And I don't necessarily want it in the background right now. I want to be able to move the picture where I want it on my page. Just remember, there's always an undo button. All right, that's good. That's where I want that picture to be. So I have it positioned where I want it. Now what I need to do is make it black and white. So while I'm clicking on the image, I'm going to click on this button that says Edit Image. And I can, first of all, adjust the colors by looking at the filters and just scrolling down to the one that says either grayscale or street. Street's going to give you a lot more contrast. I'm going to just start with grayscale and adjust the contrast on my own. So the little sliders above here, brightness and contrast, that's what you want to play around with to make sure you get a full range of values. So I want to look for areas on her face that are light, light, medium gray, and dark, dark. I don't have a whole lot of dark darks. So what I'm going to do is adjust the contrast. If you adjust the contrast, it makes it look way more poppy. Contrast is the difference between light and dark. So if you have high contrast, it's basically like pure black and white. If you have a low contrast picture, you have a lot of gray. So I want to play around with this so that way I can see some of those bright white highlights, middle grays, but then also some dark darks. I might also adjust the brightness a little bit so that way those highlighted areas get even brighter. And I'm going to adjust it to my likeness here. I think that looks pretty good. Fantastic. All right, I do want to warn you that this size, this 8 by 11, yes, I understand it's not the exact same size as a piece of paper, but it is going to best fit inside of the poster board frames that we're going to create to put this all together in the end. However, the outermost 1/4 inch all the way around is going to end up getting cut off by that frame. So you do want to make sure that the most important part of your picture is maybe set a little bit far away, or you could also just do some really clever cropping. Like sometimes it might be really cool to just make something really big and sort of crop it off of the edges. So it is up to you how you would like to compose that for yourselves. I think I would prefer to have Barb's face somewhere over to the side here. Nope, I like the size before. But I do want to make sure, in my case, I'd like to have her head not so close to the inside of the frame. So I understand that like this part right across here might end up getting cut off. Okay, so that is what I would like to use. All right, so now at this point, I am ready to download this. To do this, you're going to click in the top right, click Share, and you click Download. But first we have to change the file type. So I'm going to click on the file type, click on PDF Print. It's the best for printing. And go ahead and download. And it will save it to your computer. And your download should open up in a little bar on your browser here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on that. And at this point, I will be ready to print it. So when I click on the printer icon here, you should be able to drop this down, and I'm at home, so I don't see the same printer that you do, but it should say something like paper cut. And you want to click that option. And let's check out these more settings here. You always want to make sure that it doesn't have anything weird on it. Like right now, my scale is set bizarrely. I actually would like to fit it to the printable area. And then you will hit print. And then you go to the copier and type in your school lunch code and retrieve your print job there. And once you have that printed off, go ahead and take it and store it inside of your art folder. Thanks for listening.